she said to me, you know, once we connected a little bit later, she said, it wasn't you answering, it was the beast answering. And these beast elements were parts of me. I love you with my heart, with my soul, with every fiber of my entire being. How are you feeling right now, beautiful soul? So today I wanted to dive into something personal and share a story with you that I hope inspires you, and I trust triggers something within you to create more healing for yourself, or maybe one of your loved ones, someone that you know. And this video is called Why I Can't Receive Love and How It's Crushing My Life. Now, over the course of the last few weeks, I've been on this crazy little journey. And it's only an extension of the whole journey, but it's like another layer that I've been able to transmute, transcend, and bring into wholeness within myself. And it's been a real rocky ride, but at the same time, like a magical and just wondrous experience. And I'm just extremely grateful to have kind of been able, with the support of some other beautiful humans, to kind of get through this little milestone and elevate myself and expand myself and bring more of myself into the center point, into the 0 point. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I was fostered and adopted as a child. Many of you will know that when my birth mother, who I found when I was about 25 years old, was giving birth to me, she didn't tell her parents. She went off to a home to give birth for women out of wedlock. She was only young. And when it was the time to give birth, she was taken into a room and she was left there for around 13 hours. And she was given no medication, no one came to see if she was okay. It was pretty brutal. And then when it was time for me to come out into this world, 2 men in black masks walked into the room with a woman, and they cut my mother's vagina with a pair of scissors, no medication, and just ripped me out. Went and stuck me in another room and left her bleeding for hours. And then they came back in a little while later, stitched her back up, no medication, just left me crying in the other room for hours. And that was how I came into this world. And then when I was about 2 months old, at my first foster parents, there was like some sexual molestation going on. I was abused by them. And I'm only sharing this story so you can kind of get the gist of why it's been a little bit tougher to break through some of these milestones later in my life. My first adoptive mother used to beat me with a wooden ruler, used to bend me over the bed, hit me 3 times. My first school teacher when I was 5 pulled my pants down in the classroom and smacked my ass in front of all the other kids. I've had like a lot of trauma with women right at the start of my life. Anyway, put that to one side. Over the last few weeks, I've been on this crazy journey. I went to a festival in Las Vegas called Arcadia, run by Fit for Service. It was awesome. And on the last night, or the last day actually, I was just sat there listening to a fella talk, a fella called Kyle. He gave an awesome speech with another guy, and I've forgotten his name. And they were talking about this kind of project they've got going on. Wicked project, okay? Amazing project to do with water and all this stuff. And when he was talking, he started talking like near the end of his talk about one of his children. And it was quite emotional, and he was shedding tears, and something happened during that talk. And at the time, I didn't really know like the full extent and magnitude of what was happening, but you know the universe works in real mysterious ways, right? So when he showed his vulnerability and he was kind of just completely open and authentic on stage in front of a lot of people, this little crystal key floated through the audience of people, and I was like sat at the back on the left, and I saw it and I watched it and I was like, where's that going? And it came towards me, and just before it got to my body, I saw like a walnut, you know, a hard nut, a walnut in my heart, and this little key came into my heart, and it kind of penetrated the walnut, and the walnut cracked open, and I felt tears in my eyes. And I just kind of went with it, and I didn't really know what was happening at the time. I was like, okay, something's triggered in me. This is cool, man. You know, like it's another level of emotion being released, and it was beautiful. But that was really it, and nothing really happened immediately. Anyway, I left Las Vegas, I went to Andorra, I stayed with a couple of my friends for a few days, and then flew to Romania. Now, where we're building our healing center. Now, I get to Romania, my girlfriend's here. We get up one night about 2 o'clock in the morning and start doing this kind of like ceremony. We're connecting, we're speaking light language, we're meditating, we've brought a light out of our bodies, and we've jumped into this great big beautiful geometry we've created in the middle of the land, sunk our frequencies together and gone down into the grids, and we're doing all of this work. We're doing some breath work, different things. And it went on for maybe the best part of 2 hours. Now, as soon as we'd finished, we've gone back inside, and I've got this crazy pain in my body, all up my back, the backs of my legs, in my shoulders. And I'll tell you what it was like. If you've ever had food poisoning, you know you get food poisoning, you feel sick. You can be puking, you can be shitting, and you get this kind of crazy aches through your body. Well, I didn't have any puking and shitting, but I had this crazy ache from nowhere. I wasn't feeling sick, but my body ached like it had food poisoning. And, you know, I'm thinking, what have I eaten? But then, you know, that's just my mind, you know. My heart knew that something has been triggered from within me, because we've gone into this space and opened up to pure divinity, pure love, and it's triggered some deep stuff inside of me, right? Now, rewind 24 hours before this, and my girlfriend said to me, Jerry, you know, you're just not receiving love properly. And my ego's like, yeah, yeah, whatever. As your ego does. And but a part of me knew in my heart, right, that she's speaking truth. And I'm always ready to dive into myself, but there's a part of me that knew this was going to be challenging. And it's not that I'm scared of a challenge, but I just didn't really know where to start, you know. So I kind of sort of just brushed it off there and then. Okay, so then we've done this kind of ceremony the next night. The next day, we get up and we go down to the lake on our land, and we're doing some more breath work, some more stuff, and blah, blah, blah. As soon as we finished, I go back into the house and I get this like other part of food poisoning. There was no aches, there was no puking, there was no shitting, but I was feeling sick and I couldn't eat anything. So I had this like other part of food poisoning. Again, I knew something was coming up inside of me. Now, I was in real pain with this sickness. I was doubled up right in the bedroom. And I go and lie down on the bed. My girlfriend comes in and she's like, are you okay? And I snapped at her. I was like, okay. Now, this wasn't really like me. And what really came up to me straight away was, you're not allowing her to love you and care for you. Now, if I rewind back another 48 hours to the first time we rewinded 24 hours, she told me at the time that when she was looking into my eyes, she kept seeing this beast, okay? So, I'm lying on the bed, and she kind of walks out the room and leaves me to it. I'm going through this stuff, okay? Wasn't fair on her, but it had happened. I'm lying there, an hour or two-ish go past, I'm breathing, I'm dealing with this stuff, I'm journeying into myself. I'm trying to access this beast element of me. Can't really access it, but I managed to kind of transmute the pain, and I get myself kind of into a better state. She'd gone off to do some meditation. I'd called, she didn't answer, so I left her a voice message on WhatsApp, and I said, listen, I'm really sorry, okay? I realized that you came in to love me and I was rejecting that love. I wasn't able to receive that love. And what I realized, no, actually I didn't realize this, she told me. She said to me, you know, once we connected a little bit later, she said, it wasn't you answering, it was the beast answering, okay? So the beast had snapped because the beast didn't want to receive any love. So, fast forward, I think it was about another day or maybe 2 days. And we're kind of having this kind of like talk, just lying on the bed. And we're talking about all of this stuff and receiving love and all the stuff that we've experienced over the last couple of days and everything we've done together. And I knew that I had to go in and kind of like resolve this beast scenario. So I've said to her, will you do some healing on me? I'm gonna do some work on myself. And I said, will you tap in and see what's going on too? So I'm lying on the bed. She's preparing herself to do what she needs to do to help me. I drop in and I go into the healing session. Now, as soon as I go into the healing session, I see this little baby. And it's me when I was a couple of months old, when I'd had that experience with my foster parents. And this little baby me is inside this kind of like chamber, like a prison. And guarding the chamber are these two, like, I don't know how to describe them. They're a bit like werewolves, black beasts. They had big teeth and they were drooling and they were just evil and snappy and like just ferocious. And these beast elements were parts of me. They were parts of me that were just very, very angry about the different things that had happened to me over my lifetime and other lives. They were guarding my heart and protecting that little child, okay, and stopping it from receiving love, because anyone that had been to love it in the past had caused it harm. This beast had many different kind of elements and aspects, okay? So I had to go in, communicate with the beast. I had to retrieve this little part of baby Jerry and bring him into my heart, and I had to hug him forever. Like with everything I had to hold him in my arms and nurture him and hug him and remind him that he was loved. And I had to allow myself to love him and allow him to receive the love from me. And I had to transmute those beast elements of me, which I did, and brought little baby Jerry home. My girlfriend was doing whatever she was doing. And as soon as this happened and as soon as this took place, some amazing things have happened in my life. Like really weird, strange opportunities to receive blessings from the universe. And I'm just so grateful. And I'm sharing this story with you because wherever you are on this planet, what is important is that we have the courage and the confidence and the ability to make that choice, to take that deep dive into our consciousness, into our heart, to transmute whatever is blocking us receiving love. For many, many years, I've been giving and offering and helping so many people. But there's been this part of me that's not really been receiving properly. And I've never really noticed it because I've always just been giving. But having it pointed out to me and then going through this process has really made me realize with just all of me how important it is to receive love. Because when you allow yourself to receive, you actually give to others that want to give to you probably one of the greatest gifts you can give them. That is an open heart and allowing them to give back to you. Giving and receiving are both mission critical. And me going on this little journey and this ride, and it all starting with this kind of key coming out of, you know, Kyle's consciousness back in Arcadia and cracking open this walnut, that started this little process. I remember 5 years ago on an ayahuasca journey, you know, I dealt with some deep stuff around this abandonment, rejection stuff. I've been dealing with it since I went on my spiritual journey back in 2004. And I've been cracking open layers and layers and transmuting them. And you always think, hey, yep, that's it, it's done now. It's done now, next level, it's done now. But boy, I tell you what, this was another potent layer that, and right now I'm thinking, you know, fingers crossed, this is it. This is it, and maybe it is, or maybe it isn't. It doesn't matter. Right now, what I know is that love is just pouring out from me into me in a much better way. And I'm just grateful to the universe, to everyone that's played a role in this. And I just trust that in some way this inspires you to take a deep dive into your heart and to uncover, unravel, transduce, transmute any little pieces of your kind of cosmic puzzle and bring yourself more into wholeness. Because these beasts that were inside of me, that were a part of me, it wasn't something I could beat up, get rid of, chuck away, cut loose. It was something that I had to bring into me and nurture and love it so fiercely and ferociously that it melted inside of me, and I came back into wholeness and brought these elements of me back home. Wherever you are on this planet, beautiful soul, I just want you to know you're never alone. You're magical. I love you. And the universe is supporting you. And you get to frame and reframe reality however you see fit. And for you to truly step into your power, you must be a master of dark and light. You must be a Jedi with your lightsaber, bringing all of the light and all of the dark into the 0 point and grounding it in the center of your heart, this stargate, this labyrinth of mystery. There's so much knowledge, so much power, so much joy for you to connect with and allow to illuminate your own soul, your cells, every cell in your body. You are a superhuman, a galactic titan from the stars, a sovereign soldier, an earth angel, a real walking, talking beacon of divinity. And the more you dive in and merge with your own shadow aspects, the more that beacon of divinity is going to shine, and the better of service you're going to be to your fellow sisters and brothers. So take that deep dive, beautiful soul. Go out into this world and shine your light. Express yourself fully. Speak your truth. Live your truth. And don't hold back in any moment. Be authentic. Be true. And respect yourself. And I'll see you again real soon. Remember to check out our website, starmagichealing.com. We got some of the best ascension tools on the planet. Go and get access to our free 7-day meditation challenge and all the other goodness that's there on the website. You're amazing, and I love you as my sister or brother. Love fiercely, love ferociously, hug tightly, and remember the golden rule of hugging, beautiful soul. Never be the first to let go. I'll see you real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul. How would you like to wake up every single day with joy as your natural default state? Bouncing around this planet, loving every second. It's easy when you follow a certain set of protocols. It's time for you to step into your power. You're a lion, you're a lioness, a god, a goddess. Right now you can access our free 7-day meditation challenge. You will activate courage, confidence, connect to source, and feel love in your heart always. You will generate a wave of enthusiasm that will flow from your heart always as you merge the divine masculine and the divine feminine frequencies into wholeness, into the 0 point. Click the link, access these short, powerful, and potent meditations, and kickstart a new way of operating in this human reality. You are amazing, beautiful soul. Amazing, extraordinary, phenomenal, and you have so much magic, knowledge, and wisdom locked inside of you. And these meditations, this short meditation challenge, will bring all of that to the surface so you can activate your superhuman potential. Click the link and I will see you on the inside. I want you to thrive, to shine your light and express your divinity, to speak your truth always, to live your truth, to stand in your power. and make up your own rules of this human game. Go out into this world, love your sisters and your brothers fiercely and ferociously. Hug them tightly and never, ever be the first to let go. That's the golden rule of hugging. I will see you on the inside. Click the link now. Let's do this. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.